criminal charges.
That you shouldn't be able to criticize Obama. It was in hundreds of newspapers, more than 20, 30, 40, 50, I lost count, TV stations from Japan to Ireland to the United States. This is going to be even bigger because these authoritarian pigs of the New World Order are going to try to say it's wrong to show Obama as a dictator. In fact, some of the posters we're making say, murdering dictator, his face, Infowars.com. Or scumbag dictator, Obama's face, Infowars.com. Our forebears in the 10 years leading up to the revolution in 1776 did the same thing. They decried King George III. They decried the corrupt system and were basically politically demonized for it. We have to identify that Obama is becoming a dictator because the powers that the executive is grabbing will just be passed on to the next president unless we decry them now. The traitorous Congress has been told they're slaves of the executive and have gone along with it. So it's important to let that scum know that we're aware of them. Follow the link below me to the contest rules. It's very, very easy. This country is in deep trouble, and we the people will call out this criminal who is saying he'll arrest us under the NDAA, he'll kill us, he'll shut down the internet, he'll hijack our smartphones and take it over with his propaganda messages, that he'll launch wars without congressional approval, that he'll do whatever he wants. Enough is enough. Let the maggot Barack Obama and all of his criminal mafia that work for him, that staged Fast and Furious and so many other crimes, know that you're awake to them. Last time the Obama Joker poster went super viral. This time it's going to go even bigger. Last time it was only $1,000 in prizes. This is $15,000. Part 1 and Part 2 of the contest. This is your chance to strike a blow against tyranny and exercise your First Amendment and to have a chance to win up to $15,000. It's all posted at Infowars.com and at the link below. I leave you with the words of Thomas Jefferson. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. It's time that would-be dictators know the sleeping giant that is America and free humanity is awakening. It's Stop Dictator Obama contest at Infowars.com. Control freak tyrants are going to hate this. We'll be right back with more. Stay with us. Sick of the globalists, eugenicists, control freaks adding poison to your wall. Coming up, we've got an exclusive here. World War II veteran, highly decorated, liberated a prisoner of war camp by parachuting in to a Japanese prisoner of war camp holding U.S. soldiers. I mean, we're talking about the stuff movies are made of. He's bankrupt. He's a World War II vet. They're taking his little piece of property in his house and making him dig up his dead wife. You cannot make this up. And remember, this is the age where mega banks take houses that aren't even theirs, that they don't even have deeds to, that are actually paid for and were paid for in cash. This is the criminality. The sheriff is refusing to be part of it, so the feds are getting ready to come after him. We're going to try to draw some attention to this thanks to Oath Keepers with Stuart Rhodes. We have some clips of an interview he did with a gentleman. Amazing, a prisoner of war story as well. I want to try to, we can get the number from Stuart. Actually, when you talk to Stuart, he's agreed to come on. Get the vet's number so we can probably try to get him on as well, or if not, in a Part 2 interview. Get that from Stuart. Thank you. But we have that video now up at Infowars.com of that powerful 25-minute interview. But we'll be talking to Stuart coming up in the last 30 minutes of the third hour. Again, Daniel Estulin with breaking news is coming up. In fact, in the next segment, I'm going to go through a bunch of news. Holder agrees to meet with Issa. How gracious of him. Syria, Iran, Russia, and China plan joint war games. Iranian news agency reports. We told you last week the Russians were sending Marines and ships. Then the media said it wasn't true. Now Russia confirms it's true. McCain urges U.S.-led war in Syria. That's raw story. He wants boots on the ground. Big developments in Europe. The design implosion accelerates. Avoid a global catastrophe. Larry Summers has written an article in the Washington Post saying, give the bankers total control. And just each time they get trillions more. Give us more power. Make us above the law. Make our carbon trading diplomatic immune worldwide. Just give us total power, and we'll turn the economy back on. Are they doing that? The answer is no. I've also got a very important stack of technology news that we're going to be breaking down, but let me just stop there. I put up this video. Well, I shot the video yesterday afternoon. Aaron edited it, had it up by yesterday evening at Infowars.com. And I right away noticed Obama supporters, not web bots, not fake Department of Justice or Defense bots. We can tell how those operate by watching them for years. And the Pentagon admits they have those. But actual Obama supporters, because I would go look at their comment, look at their channel last night and this morning, and they'd been posting for years. Many of them are accomplished people. It's their official channels. And they're basically engaged in veiled threats that, oh, you'll get your butt kicked if you post a poster bad of Obama. And, oh, you know, you're not allowed to do that. Or, oh, you're going to get arrested. Well, not if it's in legal or lawful areas. And again, if they try to selectively enforce a law or claim a law doesn't exist, if they've been hanging garage sale stuff on telephone poles for 20 years and nobody ever got a ticket for it, well, then that's up to your discretion at your own risk. But I'm going to be out hanging them up in commons areas. I've checked the local laws, and if it's in a commons area, nobody gets tickets for that. So I'm going to go do it today or tomorrow. I'm going to hang up a bunch of Obama dictator posters. In fact, I need to go ahead and give the order to somebody in my tiny crew. I'm like giving orders to people that don't exist. We need to go ahead and get a bunch of these PDFs and get a bunch of these printed. But I want to send them to a print shop and get some double size, double what a regular page printout is, and then a few hundred smaller ones that I'm going to go out myself and hang up and staple up or tape up tomorrow, probably tomorrow. At the latest, I'll do it Thursday. But the point is, we're doing this contest for a reason. We're doing this to show the power of the people. If they try to shut the web down with a fake cyber attack, that could happen, if the globalists do a false flag. They've talked about doing it. They admit Obama has a kill switch, or maybe Romney down the road. People need to know the power of going out and hanging up provocative posters, like V for Victory, the French did against the Nazis, or what our forebears did during the 1776 adventure and leading up to it. And it's meant to be provocative. Obama is launching wars that are illegal. He is killing whole families with drones. He is a murderer. And I know he's a puppet, but if I go hang up Henry Kissinger's image or David Rockefeller or somebody, it won't get any media attention. You got to go after their puppet. And we did this 3 years ago with the Obama poster, because another person hung up some Obama posters and they tried to arrest him. So I said, that's it, we're going all the way. And it was huge. And they tried to come after people there. But they would call police and say, arrest this person, arrest that. They couldn't, because it's free speech. As long as you don't put it on somebody's private property or don't put it on federal stuff, like, what do you call them, post office boxes. Put it in the big commons area, legal, lawful areas, the side of your barn, whatever. But I'm going to finish up with this when we come back. Folks trying to intimidate us. Straight ahead and then the news.
We're on the march. The empire.
Just say one little note here real fast before I forget to make it, because I've been thinking about the last few days. I know why Rand Paul endorsed Mitt Romney. I understand the political decision, and I think Rand Paul's a great guy. So is Ron Paul, but he's not Ron Paul. I mean, that's true what Lou Rockwell and others have said, but I understand the need and the desire to want to make things better and to project onto someone like Mitt Romney that well, maybe they're better than Obama because they were nice to me and because they sat in a room with me and said they agreed with me that abortion's bad and agreed that the Second Amendment's good. The problem is Mitt Romney has always been against those things. But maybe because he is a Republican, I see the argument that he won't be able to go against those type of issues because of his constituents won't let him. I still think that's an overall naive view. But I was hurt at first and angry at Ron Paul, because now they've had campaign people come out and say in press releases, I saw it last night, that yes, of course, Ron Paul helped coordinate that. So, don't be mad at Rand because Ron's involved. They're now using that. Well, obviously Ron Paul was involved. And I got mad at people lecturing me saying, oh, Ron Paul didn't know, or Ron Paul's not involved. Give me a break, okay? And I know the polls are tired of running against the wind. They're tired of of always trying like salmon to swim upstream. But that's why Ron Paul's been so successful and stood out, because he never compromised. That's all I'm saying. I get why they did it. I understand it. Look, Obama is so bad. I've described this myself, that I have this thought process that, oh, maybe Mitt Romney is good. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Alex, pinch yourself. You know that this is all part of a globalist operation. I mean, we've got Mayor Bloomberg now endorsing Mitt Romney. And that isn't even saying that Mitt Romney's worse than Obama, because somebody's so bad like Mr. Tyrant-in-Chief over New York, Bloomberg is endorsing him. That's happening because the elite are done with Obama. He was never anybody. He was a husk. He was a front man. He was a puppet, just like all these other high-level politicians. And that's what's sad, because the process of compromising turns you into a puppet. So I think it's good that we've let Ron Paul and Rand Paul and their media people know that we're upset, but it shouldn't be something that demoralizes everybody. I've now had a week and a half to think about this. Now, shifting gears, why am I going up against Obama if he is politically like garbage that's to be taken out of the curb? Because he's not gone yet. He could stage a terror attack, as a lot of his top advisors have been telling him to do. Even though he's a puppet, there are different factions of the power structure that are in the Democrat and Republican parties. They may want to hold on to power like Clinton before the election in Oklahoma City. And they've got all those fundraising letters and statements in the Financial Times of London by Shapiro and others about an Oklahoma City or 9/11 would really help us win the election. And so some of their underlings or some of the minions of the system could do anything. A fake assassination attempt. That would give him probably 15 points right through the election. Probably 30 or 40 at first for a week or so. You know, a sympathy vote of people just getting into the hype. But 15 up to the election, say if it happened next week, God forbid. He could do anything. If they could start a new war in Syria that a lot of them are pushing. I mean, a hot war. Boots on the ground, as they're calling for all over the news. Remember, 6 months ago, I said they want boots on the ground. Oh, conspiracy theory, fearmonger, it's not going to happen. Now it's happening. And they're using al-Qaeda to start the war. It's incredible. Who could make that something that crazy up? Give all your rights up because al-Qaeda's hiding under your toilet, but don't worry, the toilet safety police will grope you to keep you safe. But the globalists that have hijacked our country are using al-Qaeda in Libya and Syria. I know I'm digressing. He could do anything. And again, people are like, well, what's the point? It'll just be Mitt Romney anyways. Well, different factions could escalate things into a crisis instead of a gentle handover of power to the next puppet. So we're in a very dangerous, critical time right now. An extremely, extremely important time at this juncture right now. And our First Amendment's under attack now more than ever. And because the election's heated up, I see threats on Infowars.com, Prisonplanet.com, on the Obama deception. One version's got like almost 11 million views on YouTube. I see threats on there that we're going to get you guys. And then you go to the sites, it's real people. You go to the YouTube pages who really think it's racist to criticize Obama. And that's because MSNBC and others say if you even show an image of a black person in a newspaper doing something wrong, it's racist. And I've talked about experiencing this myself, catching a white guy paying off two black guys to go give